Region Locked. Welcome to Region Locked, the show where we look at changes between the different versions of a same video game released throughout the world. Today, we take a look at Super Mario 64, so let's begin. One of the biggest differences between the Japanese version of Mario 64 and the others is the serious lack of voice acting coming from Mario. You can actually tell the differences as soon as you launch the game.
Hello!
And that's not all. When you select a file, Mario also says more in the North American version than he does the Japanese one.
Okie dokie.
The same thing occurs with the course selection.
Let's go!
And also when it's game over.
Game over!
If you stay idle at the main screen, a demo of the game starts playing. In the North American version of the game, Mario invites you to press start to play, a thing he doesn't do in the Japanese version.
Press start to play!
Finally, if you stay idle for too long in the game, Mario gets bored and goes to sleep. And once again, Mario is dead silent in the Japanese version.
I'm tired! Ravioli. Mamma mia.
But Mario's not the only one that doesn't have anything to say in the Japanese version though, as Princess Peach has no voice acting in the opening of the game. Take a look.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
There are other sound differences between the Japanese and North American version. For example, the sound of the chain chomp differs. I don't know about you, but I think the Japanese version feels way less threatening. It just sounds like my grandma when she's coughing. Every time you pick up a red coin, you hear a little sound, and the more red coins you have, the higher the pitch gets. Well, that's not the case for the Japanese version. The next difference is between the European PAL version of the game and the rest of the world. Opening a Bowser door produces a slightly different sound in this version for some reason. Speaking of that European version, did you know that it runs at a slower frame rate than the rest of the world? This is due to the PAL version operating at 50 Hz, while the North American version runs at 60 Hz. Just an interesting fact I'm throwing out there. But besides voices and sound effects, there are also a couple of other different things. For example, the painting used for the Jolly Roger Bay differs between the Japanese version and the North American one. The Japanese version shows a bunch of bubbles underwater, while the North American one displays a sunken ship. It is not really known why this was changed, and what's even funnier is that every version of Super Mario 64 DS uses the Japanese painting. Well, I guess someone at Nintendo really disliked sunken ships for some reason. While we're on the subject of Jolly Roger Bay, let's talk about another difference. There's this star that you have to collect by using the cannon to get blasted to this pole over there. Oh, what happened there? So I was saying you get blasted to this pole over there. Well, in the Japanese version, the star lies right in front of your eyes. The only thing remaining is to grab it. In the North American version though, the star is inside a box that you have to break first. In Cool Mountains, there's this mission where you have to bring the baby penguin back to his mom safely. The star that you get for completing the mission appears at a different place depending on which version of the game you play. The North American version is easier to get as Mama Penguin is not in your way. There's one thing for sure though, in any version of the game you can pick up the baby penguin and drop him off the map after receiving the star. Yeah, I know, I'm a monster. I've been told many times, it's okay. After defeating Bowser, you are rewarded with a key that unlocks a new part of the castle. But the animation differs between the Japanese version and the North American one. In the Japanese version, after you pick the key up, it appears as if it was a star. That was fixed in the North American version, where you actually see Mario holding a key. Well, not really holding it, it's like hovering above his head, but you get the point. Also, while we're here, there's this sweet little glitch that you can only do in the Japanese version of the game with Bowser. After defeating him, while the key is still bouncing around, place yourself where it will land and use this up C stick to stare at any direction. The direction you are facing will be the one used in the cutscene. This can lead to pretty funny stances. Like this one. Mario looks so classy here. Finally, there was another version of Super Mario 64 that was released later on. It is referred to as the Shindo version of the game. Think of it as an international release with bug fixes and Rumble Pack support. After you let Bowser go after a spin, Mario usually says, "Here we go!" or "So long, King Bowser!" Well, in this new version, he just says, "Bye-bye!" This is likely due to the fact that in Japan, Bowser's name is King Koopa, so they had to replace it with a clip that did not involve Mario saying the name Bowser. They also added a little funny Easter egg in the Shindo version. When you launch the game and are at the Mario Face minigame, pressing the Z button will cause the game to duplicate a lot of smaller screens with Mario's face all over it. And finally, in the Shindo version of the game, the physics for grabbing a tree is actually different of any other version, because when you grab the tree, you actually spin way more in that version than you do in the others. If you appreciated this brand new series, be sure to give it a like to let me know, and I'll make more in the future. If you don't want to miss anything I produce, be sure to click the subscribe button. As usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.